Hello and welcome back to the Austrian campaign. This is the Siberian here, and we are jumping right into the action. Well, you guys don't get to see the action because it is another rather boring siege, I believe. But the Courlanders have once again assaulted Lithuania, and even some Polish pikemen are getting in on the action. And my troops are low on numbers, but shall defend valiantly. After this battle is done, I will show you the results, and we'll take a quick look around the map, and then we'll jump right in. Just an update, hopefully we'll be doing a lot of campaigns, and I really want to make some good progress on this Austrian campaign. But yeah. I will see you in just a second after the battle is over. And here we are with the results of the battle. The Courlanders came and broke upon our walls. Nothing too crazy, but we definitely got more kills than the enemy. And that breaks the siege on Vilnius, which is good because they were going to surrender in one turn more. I'm also going to recruit one more militia. And we're going to defeat this enemy and then join forces. Look at that, nice army. Meanwhile, this Venetian army of horsemen, pikemen, and really a decent mix has been irritatingly effective at destroying my industry all throughout here. Which leads me to want to march Alfred Burghaus north. I think I'm going to do it. See if perhaps these will not revolt again. We can drive off these Venetians, and maybe I will send Burghaus to take Venice off the Venetians. That would be a good blow. As of now, we have Friedrich Traube moving northeast, heading towards Courland, which I wish to subjugate for taking East Prussia and maybe even giving East Prussia to the Prussians in return for an alliance. Now, I'm not sure if Prussia will honor that though. So there is risk, considerable risk. But we shall see. But without further ado, I will catch you the next time there's action. The year is now 1733 and the Russians have declared war on us. I did not expect this, I was not hoping for this. But we shall unite the Germanic peoples and defend against the Russians. This is not good news. However, I already was moving this direction, which is good. And there go the Venetians. Bosnians are unhappy with me. However, if I exempt them from tax, they cause my nation to go bankrupt. Alright. A Venetian captain has been harassing my army for long enough. What is the Venetian Navy? It's all brigs and sloops. I have a sloop. which is not able to leave because that port is blocked. However, if we do this, I'm going to raid some enemy shipping, which should provide us with a little bit of income. We also need trade. We're going to trade with the Mughals. Sorry, not the Mughals, the Martha. If they will have it. Very good. If we can get some of that trade revenue, that would be a huge boost. But our first order of business is to take out these Venetians before we march on Courland. These peasant pikemen are becoming quite the irritation. But let us have our first battle. Alfred Berghaus, with an additional militia garrison from Vienna, is taking on Adriano Manfredini of Venice. Man, Alfred. Alfred is going to deploy a superior force of 1,724 experienced troops with an additional 900 inexperienced militia to support against 1,480 Venetians. Let us fight the battle. And here we are with the battle. The Austrian militia is moving forward as a skirmishing force, although it would appear that the regiment of horse of the enemy is doing a mad charge. Hold your fire, man. Meanwhile, I have a flanking force to the right, supported by cavalry. It appears they are going for Alfred Berghaus. Nah, maybe not. Oh, and what a brutal volley. So you'll see I have some new smoke effects and the new range-based combat. So units have a range of 110, but are only effective at probably 70 and in, or at their most effective at 70 and in. I'm going to continue advancing. I think we've easily, yes, we have shattered this enemy force there. Spotting some more horsemen, but I'm not unduly concerned. Oh, and we are receiving our reinforcements from the capital. Let me take a tea break real quick. Very nice. All right. So we have shattered one cavalry of the enemy. Another enemy cavalry we spotted. Go ahead and move this flanking force quite aggressively, as it is screened by cavalry. In the new version 2, or in the new version, cavalry have a better spotting range than infantry to reflect their role as scouting troops. Now let's turn off fire at will. If you're willing to micro the fire at will, it is much more effective. In fact, I'm going to send my militia here and then towards the flank, so that the militia mostly avoids the trees, but then is set up on the flank. Let's continue our advance to the crest of that hill. Meanwhile, we have not spotted any more forces, so I'm going to send cavalry up to scout some more, as they do have a decently sized force. And we have spotted it. Gonna leave these troops on fire at will. Well, maybe. Yes, fire at will now. Looks like we will have to front this regiment of horse. As you can see, large portion of the unit fired and still no deaths from, no great effect from that. Alright, we have spotted the enemy. It is time for the main battle lines to advance. And our veteran lancers saw off the enemy regiment of horse, only losing a single man. Let us see if we can rush forward and grab a flanking volley. I'm going to pull my militia back, as his cavalry on this flank can be a danger. Fire on the pikemen. A brutal volley. Nearly 30 troops. Continue closing the gap. If they turn to face that, and that unit of ours shall move forward this line. Impressively, that regiment of pikemen is still steady. Oh, now it is wavering. It has not broken though, which is a testament to their strength. I'm going to aim for... Stop that. Aim for the... Shoot them. Alright. Enemy cavalry. Oh, they were behind the rise. That's why my troops kept charging forward. Luckily, there's enough ground here to cause disruption, and we almost annihilate that regiment of horse. My god. Alright, we're in range technically, but I'm hoping the enemy will use a volley and then I can run forward. And get a closer range volley. Well, we're gonna prepare our lancers to run down the Venetians. These Venetians have no experience with war. Alright. Time to advance the proud and brave Austrian army. See if they will open fire on us before we do them. The Venetians get a few decent kills. However, we're in position now. And all along the front. Look at that. Brutal losses for the Venetians. And now we go for the bayonet charge. Not sure why the shouting of the troops is so quiet. There it is. But we have another enemy force. Let's quickly confront. Lancers, keep the pressure on the enemy. Line infantry, run. Just make sure they're all on fire at will. Yes, they are. Let's see if we can form up at least one unit in time. The militia unit and a pikeman unit. It looks like we will not be able to... Ooh, we are taking heavy losses in this unit. There's no time to fire, just charge in. And there we have won the battle. I must now clean up the enemy forces so that the Venetians can no longer infringe on Austrian territory. And my militia is even arriving. Alright, I will check back at the end of the battle. Well, with the results of the battle, I should say. And here we are with the results. Berghaus deployed 2,624 with the reinforcements. He only lost 111, although they were mostly from his line infantry, which is not ideal, but he can handle it. Line infantry is still decently strong, and it was a resounding victory. The Venetians only having 209 men remaining. However, that is still a decent number of units, and we'll have to chase them down, not let them escape. Meanwhile, we'll now lay siege to Courland. Let's see if the threat of our presence is enough. If we request peace... Oh, not Poland, Lithuania. Courland. Request peace. Become protector. No. Very well, I shall besiege them next turn and force them into an agreement. I do believe... Well, what, that's a pikeman. I'm gonna fight this pikeman as a cleanup action. I'm gonna have to actually fight this, but... you don't need to watch. I'll come back after this for the next bit of action. After their defeat near Prague, or I don't even know where our battle against the Venetians was, but the Venetians tried to retreat through the Alps, marching past Bavaria to get back to their capital. However, the Bavarians struck out from their capital city and wiped that Venetian army off the map, which was very useful for now Berghaus can move on the Venetian capital city of Venice, and I am recruiting an artillery piece to go with him as he has no artillery, and this is a fortified settlement. Meanwhile, I did manage to wipe out that invading, pesky, raiding unit of the enemy. This Courland army came from the forest to besiege Lithuania. However, I am at their city, which will now surround and demand... Nope. Demand their surrender into becoming a protectorate. They have refused. This Lithuanian town, or not Lithuanian, Polish, yeah, I guess Polish-Lithuanian town of Riga, formerly a Swedish province, is a very tempting target if I destroy the Courlanders. However, they do have a small garrison. Perhaps they will try to break out. And start spreading Catholicism there. Alright, and so next turn, Berghaus will march on Venice, while the Courlanders and I are in an epic duel. And there is a Polish army, a very large one. Alright, without further ado, we will see what the end turn holds. Berghaus has moved into Venetian territory, sacking Udine and moving towards the Maniago vineyards. However, reports just came of a Venetian army about to land near this coffee house, near the outskirts of the Bosnian territory, which is very much undefended. Meanwhile, in the north, the Courlanders are still rejecting all attempts at negotiation. And if by the time summer comes around, they have not decided to capitulate, we shall assault and take their city for our own. Let us go ahead and hit the end turn and find out what is to happen. And there it is. Can Prussian leave us alone? No, they cannot. This, my friends, may be our last episode, as all of our gains might come to naught with massive Prussian forces coming down from the north. However, we have one more battle, and this should be a good one. We have artillery and militia reinforcing us. This is almost the same exact build as the last army. But we shall fight it. The Venetians deploying 1,660 troops, while we have 1,600 in our initial wave with an additional 324 reinforcements, giving us the advantage. Let us fight the battle, and then we will call it an episode. And here we are with the start of the battle. On this cold winter day, the Austrian forces have taken the tree line and await the move by the Venetians, who are sending their cavalry forward. We are receiving our reinforcements. Our artillery shall deploy upon that ridge. Militia is almost arriving. Going to have our troops hold fire. Militia to there. It would appear that this flank is being fairly safe. We'll take the road. It would appear the enemy cavalry is getting close. Begin firing on them. Yes. Let us fire at will now. Hopefully I didn't wait till too late. Oh no, glorious. Now all of our troops are firing at will. We are able to drive off that cavalry assault with ease. We must now prepare to take on these Venetians. On the double now. The smoke is drifting across the battlefield in the snow. Beautiful. The Venetians are quite strong in their center. I might deploy my artillery here by this abandoned warehouse, as that will have a good high ground target of the enemy. I think we can rush this militia unit forward into a great flanking position. As you can see, casualties are light as we are at longer range. We did lose a couple right here due to their cavalry charge. But now we are striking serious blows from this flanking fire. And once we start a flank, we can start to roll up the entire army. As long as we hold on to our positions over here at Wooded Hill. Alright, we're gonna break this unit. Hold fire, reload, and we'll move forward and fire a volley at close range. We did not even need to. Chase them down. All your reloads in. Very well, let's get up into the action. We have shattered that militia unit. Let's see, a good volley. Get into order now. Fire at will. Yes, very nice. Beautiful volley now, racking the enemy's flank. Absolutely devastating. Enemy cavalry now, though, is threatening. Alright, and that frees up 2 units. Begin their advance. Out of the smoke. Up the hill. Artillery in place. Fire upon these left flank, or even the cavalry. That would be the best target. The Venetians are rashly pushing forward aggressively, taking horrific losses. Gonna continue to swing the door closed as we roll up this flank. Artillery now destroying some cavalry. And let us close the trap before they can get away. They are attempting to get away. Let's see if we can run down. However, this is a much needed victory for the Austrians. Perhaps we can quickly take Venice and force a peace on the Venetians. As we need to find allies and survive this onslaught of allied nation. I feel like Napoleon did, with everyone arrayed against him. But this army is going to be ridden down in the snow. I guess we are kind of in the foothills of the Alps. So there definitely could be snow. Venetian uniforms are very similar to our Austrians. In fact, I think they are identical. Luckily, that didn't lead to too much confusion. Alright, we will call this a battle. And Berghaus has done it again! Look at that glorious victory. Driving the Venetians back. They only managed to kill 4 of our troops, which I find hard to believe, as more than 4 were dead, but I don't think I had that many friendly fire cases. But maybe I did. Very nice. Drive him back into Venice. But the great forces of the Venetian militia and some Amazons are now attacking Sarajevo of Bosnia, and we shall pick this up with this battle on our next episode. Until then, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Go ahead and hit that like, hit the subscribe if you aren't already, and I will catch you on the next Austria campaign video, or battle replay, or some other video that you decide to watch. Until then, have a great one. Bye.